we have one more speaker before our final break, and then of course after that break we go into our final keynote of the day. This has been so much fun. What a pleasure it has been to spend so much time with each and every one of you today. I'm going to get off the stage because I would like to introduce a true original in this industry from Florida, Luke Freeman with the Wizard Creations.
Danger. Warning. Stop. Don't do that. You'll shoot your eye out, kid. I've been hearing it my whole life. Grew up in a small town in Illinois, and it's kind of in the shadows. My dad is 6'9". Yeah, I'm not 6'9". I'm 5'8". My brothers are twins. They're younger than me, 6'8" and 6'7". That's them. That's good. That's good. Have a good laugh. That actually is photoshopped. I really am standing on the ground. But I've always been in the shadows. Got to stand out. Like, look at me, while my brothers were playing college basketball, and then one of them went pro. Tough to kind of live in those shadows, right? Well, I never thought as an entrepreneur, when I got in the promotional products business, I'd be trying to get out of those shadows. Still. How many feel like those white mugs where you're kind of in a class of 25,000 other people that do the same thing that you do? Right? How do you feel like that? You want to be that blue mug. Just like when I was a kid in Illinois and I wanted to shout out, look at me, look at me. Same thing in the promotional business, right? So I go loud. I go brash. I named my company Wizard Creations. They call me the Wizard. I put hats on my vehicles. I take risks. People said to me, Luke, you're crazy. Why would you spend $13,000 to wrap a vehicle when you just started out in this business? I wanted to be the Red Bull of the promotional products business, right? I want to make you remember me. And you want to know something? I can remember going to those events in the early days of my business. We were driving that crazy purple people eater, right? And people were driving into the curbs. They're like, what in the heck is that thing? But they remembered us. First week, no calls. Second week, we paid for that thing in full. Even a car we paid for. So if you think taking the risk and going big on marketing can't work, let me tell you it can. That's one of my offices. We put billboards over our spot. We trick out cars. We want to make you laugh. We want to make you like us. I still love this campaign. So you're probably asking, Luke, you know, maybe I'll do a billboard in my town. Kind of sucks. No offense if Clear Channel or any of those guys are in the room, but, you know, this is a tough proposition. It's expensive. This works. So if you're in the room and you've got a shop and you've got a billboard or a big sign that you can leverage, do it. It pays for itself in gold. So what was my next move? I made people laugh. I put hats on my vehicles. What was I going to do next? Oh boy, I'm going to go big. There we go. The Apprentice. I said, reality TV, this is my shot. There's not a Coca-Cola, there's not a McDonald's, there's not that, you know, big brand. Somebody said it earlier, you know, 1% is leveraged by the biggest. That's it in this $30 billion industry, right? I can get on reality TV, and I'm going to make a name for not only myself as the Wizard, but the promotional products industry. Thank God I didn't get on that show. But I did get on this one, and I got one of my boys in the back. He actually was on the show. I wasn't. But I get a call. Ring, 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 ring. Luke, Mark Burnett's office. We want you to be on Shark Tank. I said, and this is season 5. This Shark Tank, there's nothing bigger than that. Maybe American Idol, I guess. He said, Luke, we've been following you on social. You're really fun. You're a character. I'm like, I didn't invent anything. I didn't invent an easy bake oven or anything. You know, I sell promotional products. They're like, we love your story, Luke. We love your fight. We want you on the show. So my wife and I flew out there. We had a great time. But again, I did not get on that show. We didn't air. We were cut, left in the can. And it just was in the back of my mind, like, you know, if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it, right? I still thought that there was something to this reality TV thing. Danger. Warning. Don't do that. You'll shoot your eye out, kid. Just playing in my mind. Ring, ring, ring. Luke, 3 years later, buddy. You didn't go on Apprentice. You didn't go on Shark Tank, but we got one for you, buddy. I said, okay, continue. We got this new TV show, billion dollar buyer on CNBC. There's a billionaire named Tillman Fertitta. He owns Landry's. He owns casinos, Gold Nugget here in Vegas. This guy's the real deal, and he wants to give entrepreneurs across America the chance to get a monster PO cut from Landry's to his business. I was like, this is interesting, you know. My wife and I start watching the TV show in its first season. It was kind of lovey-dovey stuff. It was just an entrepreneur, you know, pitching him on whatever their product was, and he'd buy. I was like, this is it. I mean, I got my Eminem hoodie on. I'm like, you know, his palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy, there's vomit on us. You know, I was just like, this is it, right? So, but danger. Everybody around me said, Luke, you're a genuine guy. You wear your heart on your sleeve. My EO forum, entrepreneur forum, board of directors of 8 of us, they said, Luke, you've probably cried in every forum meeting we've ever had. They're going to make you look like an ass. You know what? In fact, you are an ass, Luke. And I didn't listen. I just said, you know what? I'm going to take that shot. I got to become the Coca-Cola, the promotional products industry. I want everybody across the country to know who Wizard is. And I took that shot. I went on that TV show. Did you think I was just going to market like, you know, basic? No. I didn't just not listen to my peers and my wife and my family and my entrepreneurs. I went nuts, okay? I put his head on a billboard in Fort Lauderdale, 60, 70,000 cars a day. I got us in the newspaper. I got us on TV commercials. I had the media. I had PPAI, Counselor Magazine, you name them. They all wanted to talk about it. It was cool. You know, it was kind of a first for our industry. For what was kind of going on. And I was so excited. And you know what? We put our heart and soul into that project. And I wish that I could tell you that reality TV was reality TV. I thought this was a business deal, right? I get an opportunity to go to Texas, to talk to Tillman, you know, do an entire segment with them to try to sell him my promotional products, my branding, right? My creativity. We've all had those big pitches, right? That's not what this was about. This was about good TV. My friends were right. I knew the ending of that show. You see, in real life, not in reality TV, in real life, I got that deal. I made a deal with Tillman, but that's not what they showed. I had a room full of 500 people, my closest friends and family. Some of the people in this room were there. Got to see my wife and I. And as my life unfolded on TV, I was like, this is amazing, man. I'm dancing on stage. I'm like, I'm the king of the world, right? You know, I'm like Mr. Burgundy here. Kind of a big deal, right? Look at me, guys. I'm on TV. And you want to know something? Did that come crashing down fast on me, boy? Should have listened. And it wasn't just that they made me cry on TV and I became a meme, you know, prior to the show airing, you know, my buddies were sending memes, you know, in group chats, like, because they were doing this picture and it was literally just a freeze frame of me crying. Just like, it literally was a self-fulfilling prophecy. It was just me crying, right? And they were, you know, the Michael Jordan meme where he's crying. It was Luke next to Michael Jordan, which I was excited. I'm a Chicago guy, so, okay, put me a meme next to Jordan. That's cool. And it wasn't about me crying, guys. I didn't care about that. I wanted to inspire, okay? I'm proud to be in the promotional products business. I wanted to put a spotlight on our industry, and the best way that I knew how was to tell my story. And here's the real story of why I was crying. Why I was crying, 5 years ago, I had a huge contract for an account. 75 locations, online web store, web to print, uniforms, you name it, right? We had a multi-year contract. We were living a good life. Who's had some of those contracts? It's awesome, right? You feel great. And when you have it in ink and writing, what could go wrong? Well, let me tell you what went wrong. Private equity came in. They bought out said account 2 weeks before Christmas, and they fired 80% of the staff to that business, almost $1 billion industry, or almost $1 billion account. And you want to know what the CFO said to me? Hey, Luke, pound sand. Well, we have a contract. I got $500,000 worth of products sitting in my warehouse. Pound sand, Luke, don't give a shit. You're on your own. Sue us, I'll bury you. That's what he said to me. A small entrepreneur from little old Fort Lauderdale, Florida, you know, and I'm all on my own. How does that feel, right? As the entrepreneur, right before Christmas, to be kicked in the gut. You ever felt that? Where you got the weight of the world on your shoulders, you're providing for those staff members their livelihood. And in one phone call, 30% on a multi-billion-dollar business. This was, for me, this was 30% of my business. We had just hired new staff. My wife was pregnant with our second child. We had just bought a new home. Okay? Yeah, I was upset. But did I lay anybody off? No. I got back to work. I changed my selling model from individual selling to team-based selling, and I've never looked back. And in that very next year, you want to know what we did? When I lost over $1.5 million of revenue, I built it all back plus 15%. And that, thank you. That is why I was crying with those TV producers when they're asking me the question, Luke, how does it feel? It felt horrible. I don't want to lay anybody off, right? That's what it felt like. But what did they do? They twisted my words and they made it into a TV show and all that stuff. I left that night. My wife's like, well, you know, you did what you said you're going to do. You got on TV. You know, it was everything that you wanted. And obviously the answer was no. But you want to know what the hardest thing was? The hardest thing for me was going to our industry trade show the very next day at ASI Orlando. And some of you might have remembered seeing me. And people were pointing at me, laughing. My suppliers are coming up giving me big hugs. I'm like, dude, I don't want your sympathy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I took the risk. I knew what I was getting into, right? But it still sucked. You know, I wanted to be a champion for our industry. I wanted to be that positive light. And it didn't work out like that. So, Luke, was the juice worth the squeeze? Well, ring, ring, ring. That phone call came again. So just when you think it's the darkest, remember, there's always light on the other side of that tunnel. And this light for me came from a phone call from Miami. It said, Luke, I saw you on TV. I absolutely loved the beginning of that episode where you sent Tillman a box with one custom Chuck Taylor shoe in it and said, if you want the other one, you got to come down to Fort Lauderdale and get it. He's like, that was funny. That was clever. I like it. You see, Luke, I'm an inventor. I've invented a bunch of products, one of which I think would be really good for you in the promotional products industry, and I want to show it to you. And I'm just like, oh, geez, you know. Another one of these guys, you know, like call me. Who's got calls about promos that they've invented, right, in their garage, and it's, you know, whoever this guy is, right? Well, you want to know something? I take every single one of those phone calls. And this is the third time that I've actually made some money with these phone calls. So I listen to the guy. He tells me about the product. And I'll tell you guys, I loved it. I'm sitting across this, and I'm playing my poker face. I'm like, nah, I don't like it. I don't like it. That product sucks. No. I loved it. I went home, and immediately I said, all right, I got to dig into this product, right? Because when you're talking about a patent, because that's what he's saying that he has an actual patent, well, to uncover that, you have to do some due diligence, right? So this is the product. It's called Backsack. It's pretty basic. Anybody could have thought of it. That's where the best ideas come from, right? The product is a drawstring bag. We all sell millions of them every single year, right? The patent is on the back of that. You see that adjustable strap right there? You can brand the front of the bag, you can brand the back of the bag. Well, anybody in the sports giveaway business knows that t-shirts, rally towels, they're great. I love selling them to teams, right? Pro, college, everything. But there's a problem with those giveaways and that sizing, right? Cost on t-shirts is a little bit high when you're giving out 20, 50,000 units at a game. A bag is much cheaper. The unisex size is great. the brandability. So when you come into a stadium, instead of holding up the sign, to make it breast cancer awareness, this thing could be done for the whole thing, and I just loved it. So we did our due diligence on the patent. Check, he's got a patent. Universal. Design, utility, everything. Everything's done. It took me 6 months to lock that in with that particular. It was hard. And throughout the whole thing, my beautiful wife, Mara, was like, Luke, why are you dealing with this? You're running a successful business. I saw that risk was worth the reward, and I wanted to invest in that entrepreneur, and I wanted to invest in this product. After 6 months, we got it done. But then the decision was, how do we sell it? He didn't come from the promotional products business like you and I. He wanted me to go after all those teams, right? Well, Luke, just go get licensed in the NFL and sell it to all the teams. Get licensed by the NBA. Well, kind of learning what I did from the TV show experience, it's just because you can make money doing something doesn't mean it's the best use of your time, right? In the promotional products business, I could have sold directly to the teams myself once I had that patent, right? We could sell it to an Axis Promotions and let them deal with it because they're $50 million and have 75 people, right? We could do that. Or I could license it to a supplier. What do you think I did? Number 3, was that easy for me to explain to my partner, my 50-50 partner, on that patent? Hey, we're only going to get a small piece of every single deal. He didn't like that very much. No, I want the whole thing. He was greedy. But pigs get fat, hogs get slaughtered. And I knew that the play for this product was a licensing play. And I wanted a partner that I could know, like, and trust, that had national distribution, but also had sourcing capabilities and could sell overseas. Because I see this product being great for soccer. I see this product being great for nonprofits, events, anything in a chair, even skucon next year. Mark Catherine. I found that partner. But that was not easy either, because they saw the product and they played the poker face and that product sucks, Luke. I was like, no, it doesn't, because I just sold 500,000 of them in 2 months myself. It's good. We went through the tango. We got through that, and I'm proud to say that after 6 months, so it was a year in process of getting the patent, acquiring half of that, and we licensed it to PCNA. So this year at PPAI, it's being launched with our friends at PCNA and Leads and Bolt Lines, so you'll be able to see that at their booth. And thank you. So, am I done making risks? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. This is my next risk. Anybody read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki? If you haven't, I'd read it, and if you got young kids, have them read it. It's so wonderful financial literacy. But I'm making my money work for me. My wife and I, in May, we bought our first commercial property in Fort Lauderdale. This is in a highly, highly trafficked area. I've already got 2 tenants. We're renovating it right now, and our slogan as a business has always been, make money, have fun, give back. So I want this to be a marketing center, and somebody else in here said they have a bar. I can't wait to know what you guys got on tap, because I want to follow that, right? But we're going to have a bar, we're going to have an event space, and we're going to give back to our community who's given us so much. Any nonprofit in our area is going to be able to use this facility for free. That's right, for free. I want everybody, thank you. I want everybody to know that in our community that we are here for them. A lot of these nonprofits don't have anywhere to go. They don't have anywhere to host their events or their board meetings. They're going to be able to come. So that's my next risk. But where it comes down to, guys, is this. This is my beautiful family. And I'd make my wife stand up, but she's got a bum foot. So, oh, she is standing. Hey, baby. But this is what it's all about. So, Luke, are you going to take risks again? Hell yeah. But I'm not going to let it jeopardize my business, my sanity, or my family. My favorite quote I'll leave you with is from NHL Hall of Famer Wayne Gretzky. And you probably already know it's going to come out because it's the best damn quote that there is. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. I don't want these kids to grow up knowing that their dad was a chump, it didn't go after his dream, right? Yeah, it stunk. Yeah, it hurt my feelings as you guys were pointing at me. And it really hurt my feelings when the guys on Twitter were calling me a douche nozzle. Whatever the hell a douche nozzle is, right? I've got that framed in my office. And so, yeah, you know, douche nozzle. But this is what it's all about. So take the shot, Common SKU fam. Thank you so much.